Irving Davis is a 27-year-old Texas man who is currently on death row. He's convicted of killing a 15-year-old girl, of raping and killing a 15-year-old girl. Irving was 19 years old when these crimes took place. He's currently in the process of trying to appeal the decision. One of the points that his defense is arguing is that the prosecutors used Irving's religion during the trial. Was talking about his religion to the jurors, which may have affected their decision to put him to death. Because Irving, after he was put in jail for his crimes, had a sort of a jailhouse conversion. And instead of turning to Jesus, like many who are accused of very serious crimes and are looking at life or death in jail, Irving instead turned to Satanism. He became a Satanist. Now, this didn't happen until after he was put in jail for his crimes, and yet this was used during his trial to get the death sentence. Now, obviously, I'm not condoning what he did. It's pretty much the worst thing you can do. It's the rape and murder of another human being. It's unforgivable, is what it is. But I personally don't believe in the death penalty. I don't think that teaches anybody anything. I don't think anyone learns anything from killing someone like that. Now, maybe if someone does something that awful to my son or daughter, I might have a change of mind. I don't know. But right now, I don't agree with it. I don't believe in it. But I'm interested in finding out what Irving means by him being a Satanist, because I keep running into this. Some Christians will bring up Satanism in one sense, and some will bring up Satanism in purely another sense. One is this idea that Satanists are they're basically atheists. They don't believe that Satan exists or that he's real. They don't believe in God. They just like having a little social feature of their anti-belief. So they like dressing up in skirts and fucking, meeting up and lighting candles and doing little rituals and drinking goat's blood or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know what they do. And drawing weird symbols and fucking, I don't know. To me, performing all of the bullshit that religion is bullshit for anyway. But I don't know. So there's that sense of a Satanist, and then there's this other sense of a Satanist as this person who buys into magic and demons and devils and flying carpets and magic lamps and psychic powers and that type of shit. Buys into the whole God versus the devil thing, but decides to side with the bad guy, which is kind of weird. But at the same time, I can sort of understand that position. I was thinking about it. I was like, why would somebody want to team up with the bad guy when clearly this is a situation of not just good versus evil, but the definition of good versus evil, God versus Satan. Then I started to think about it. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is God really the definition of good? This is a motherfucker that commits genocide and kills all kinds of people at whim and, orders people to kill little babies and fucking kill women and children that are innocent. If in that sense right there, God is an evil son of a bitch. He's a prick. So then you'd have to think, okay, well then, but Satan's still an evil son of a bitch too. He's Satan. And then you think, well, wait a minute. Wait a second. We look at Satan, this character. You look at certain aspects of his existence. He was just a rebel, really. And on top of that, he helped us out. He's the reason why we are what we are. If you look at it, if you were to take the Adam and Eve story as a true story, if you were to buy fully into that story, here we have a God that put people into this garden, gave them everything. Oh, that's awesome, yay! Gives you everything, a bunch of fruit and stuff to eat, but don't eat this one tree. This is the tree of knowledge. I don't want you to have any knowledge, which is kind of still the church agenda to this day, isn't it? I mean. Don't go seeking knowledge because you'll find out it's bullshit. But anyway, so he says don't eat of the tree of knowledge, and Satan uses trickery to get us to eat from the tree of knowledge. He tricks us, but maybe he needed to fucking trick us because Here we are, these servile dimwit motherfuckers that are just that these little puppets for this sadistic motherfucker in the sky that just wants us to prance around in his little garden and never find anything out, never become better, never learn anything. He sees this going on. Well, okay, we're still fucking, you know, obviously we're totally dumb fuck dimwits and shit. Obviously he had to trick us to get us to eat from the fruit of knowledge, the tree of knowledge. So yeah, so then he tricks us. So then we learn things. We eat from the tree of knowledge. Okay, was Satan really doing us a bad? Was that bad? Was Satan really fucking us over by giving us knowledge? I was thinking about that story. I'm like, whoa, the morals of this story are fucked. This is not a good story. But then I go further. I take to the next step and say, okay, well, this is a fucking story. And, you know, I listen to the Jack and the Beanstalk story, and I don't think like, yeah, that's true. There really is a giant in the sky that lives there. It's real. He's there. I know. I know because I know it in my heart. I had an experience with the jolly green giant in the sky. I know it in my heart because I feel it. I feel it. You should feel it too. Instead of doing that shit, I just say, okay, this is obviously a fucking story. So I guess apparently, I don't know what if the Satanist who actually believes in Satan and shit like that is just takes another step farther and says, okay, these stories are real and Satan is actually the good guy and everyone else has been tricked. I don't even fucking know. I don't know. So instead of making a video and then going and researching everything there is to know about fucking Satanists and shit, instead of doing that, I noticed there was a pen pal request from Irving Davis to send him letters and he would respond. So I thought, let's ask Irving. So I've written Irving a letter and I'm going to put it in the mail tomorrow. I'm going to read to you guys that letter and it goes like this. Dear Irving, hi, my name is Jimbo and I run a YouTube channel with a few thousand followers. And I've made a video about your situation and about your views on religion. In my video, I promise to write you this letter, and if you choose to respond by writing me back, I will read your letter to my viewers in a subsequent follow-up video. I want you to know that I do not support the crimes that you are accused of, but I can see that you were a very young man when these crimes took place, and I cannot understand how killing you will teach you anything at all. So on to religion. I hear you are a Satanist, and from what I understand, that could mean any number of things, so I was hoping you could clarify your beliefs for me and my audience. Do you believe in God? Do you believe that Satan is a real physical being? Do you believe there is an afterlife? Do you believe there is a heaven or a hell? What will you do with your life if you are able to avoid the death sentence and end up getting life in prison? I will also be asking my viewers if they have any questions for you as well. Should you respond to this first letter, I will include their questions for you in the next letter I write you. I'll be looking forward to your reply, Jimbo. So yeah, there it is. If you guys do have any questions for Irving, go ahead and put them in the comment section. If he writes me back, then I guess we'll ask him those questions. Hopefully learn more about Satan and Irving and his beliefs. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.